one of the core values at Giordano is simplicity, so I'm going to keep my presentation very simple. I think the information will be on the slides. Feel free to take photos, and I'm sure our partners will have the presentation available for you to download later on. So I'll just be speaking about some of the highlights on each slide and keeping things simple. So there you have it. Giordano is a global fashion apparel brand. We were established in 1981 in the Far East, but we consider ourselves a world brand. We don't call ourselves a global brand, so some of you may be saying, well, what's the difference? Well, a world brand is, we believe in a philosophy called think local, act global. And what that means is we give a lot of autonomy and freedom to our markets to interpret the Giordano brand as they feel. Obviously, we have some guidelines and framework about how, what our limits are, but generally speaking, we trust their local knowledge, we trust their local expertise, and we allow them to interpret the brand as they feel. So the brand feels like it's their brand. So in India, you'll have an Indian flavored Giordano. In Hong Kong, you have a Hong Kong flavored Giordano, etc. And we think that's more interesting than a lot of the other brands out there because, for our competitors and our peers, when you go and see their stores around the world, they're largely the same, and that's fine. That's something they wish to do. But we think having stores with a different flavor in different markets actually makes it more interesting for our customers, especially now that COVID has gone and people travel a lot more. So as I mentioned, we were established in 1981, and we became a listed company in Hong Kong in 1991. And I am a member of the board of directors in Hong Kong. And as our host very kindly mentioned, this is my first time in India. I'm loving it so far, and I'm really happy with what we've done, and really looking forward to what will happen in the future. So there you have it. We actually have several brands in the group's portfolio. They're all proprietary brands. We have our main Giordano men's collection. We have Giordano Junior, which is our youth collection, Giordano Women, and we also have our athleisure range, G-Motion and G-Motion Silvermark. We also have a new younger brand that we are bringing into many markets with the French influence called Beaumont, and a premium ladies collection called Giordano Ladies. In a minute, Vishwan's going to talk about our strategy moving forward for India. He'll talk about some of the brands that he'll be introducing in the market. So I think there you go, our vision, our mission, and our corporate values for all of you to see. I think the important one here to really highlight is our corporate values. Quality, knowledge, innovation, service, and simplicity. QKISS, we call it, and we apply those values across all our markets. In particular, quality and innovation. We're very proud of the quality of our products, and we invest a lot of resources towards our research and development to come up with better fabrics, better fits for our customers. Service is very key, so hopefully any of you that have traveled around the world to our Giordano shops will experience our hospitality and you'll feel the difference compared to other fashion apparel brands. Service is a very, very important part of our business. And as I mentioned earlier, simplicity, less is more. Many brands out there, they want to do many drops each season, each year. They want to have a lot of extravagant designs. But for us, the most important thing is about simplicity. Less is more. We are about good quality wardrobe staples. Here we are. We have 1,800 stores around the world in 30 countries. So we're growing our global presence, our footprint around the world, and actually we've been very blessed. Even during COVID, we were experiencing growth in terms of geographical expansion. And two of those key markets for us has been India and also Africa. So in Africa, we've now established new markets in countries such as Egypt, Algeria, Kenya, Mauritius, South Africa, Ghana, and of course India is a very, very important market for us, and which is why both Ishwa and I have flown here to lend our support to our local partners, because we're very excited about what's happening here. And on that slide, there's just some key milestones and awards that Giordano has received in the past. I won't go through them one by one, but they're there for you to see. So as I mentioned earlier, we have a philosophy called Think Local and Act Global. And as I said, what that means is that we have a slightly different interpretation of the brand around the world, and we think that makes it more exciting for our customers. So there we just have some photos of our shops in our home base in Hong Kong. And as I go through the slides of the shops in the different markets, I think you'll see the subtle differences. And these are our shops in Korea. In Korea, we position ourselves as a very premium brand. We work with some of the leading K-pop stars, and we have some beautiful multi-story flagship and mega stores in very prime areas, including Gangnam, which is where our flagship store is located. And these are our shops in Thailand. And of course, we have a very, very strong presence in the Middle East. Vishwan will be sharing his experience and views on the brand shortly afterwards. But he was instrumental in building the brand in the Middle East, where we're very strong and also positioned as a very premium brand. And here you have some of our beautiful stores in Saudi Arabia. And of course, in Dubai, where we're located in pretty much all of the most premium malls. And as I mentioned earlier, during the COVID period, although many brands were hit, we actually used that as an opportunity to continue growing our brand. And as I mentioned, India has been very, very kind to us. We're very grateful for our growth in India, but also in the African markets as well. And there are shops in Kenya where we have 6 shops, and we're about to open our 7th store there in Nairobi. We're also in Mauritius, in all the prime malls, in Resort Island. As you can see, the vibe is very different. It blends in with the local resort culture. And these are our stores in Ghana. And of course, Egypt, where we now have 2 stores in Cairo. And this is one of our latest additions to our footprint. We just opened last year. We opened our first store in Algeria, and the reception was very, very good. And I'm very proud to say that we're now working on our 2nd store in the market. And of course, India, thanks to the good work of our local partners, will tell you a lot more about their plans going forward. You've opened a lot of stores for us, so there's just the 2nd page of photos of the stores in India. 3rd page. Okay, so that's a brief introduction to the brand from myself. At this moment, I'll hand over to